Hey, this is Doug Stanhope, and this is a SwapCast with Sam Tripoli's Tinfoil Hat podcast. We're swapcasting together at the Aloft, which is a very trendy kind of hotel that wouldn't turn off the douchey, I don't even know what kind of music you call it in the background. So yeah, that's us sitting outside on the patio listening to douche music, any kind of music that goes with what's that kind of furniture, Chaille? IKEA. It's IKEA music, and it's in the background, and it's us talking. I don't know why Chaille made me intro this to excuse us sitting outside. I think we explained it, but fucking Chaille. Listen to Chaille during this podcast. He's probably a cunt. Okay, here's a podcast where Chaille's probably never a cunt, but he's cunty right now. Click. Did I say click? No. And we edit ours, because we always do our podcast drunk. And you end up saying the wrong thing, and you go, oh, fuck, we got to get that out.
Legal matter.
Legal
threats,
or
personal threats,
losing friends.
Does that happen?
I've had one on. I was on their podcast where a guy threatened to murder my daughter.
What?
And I was going to go murder him, and then it all worked itself out.
Oh, it's amazing.
Eat the mic. We're on.
Oh, we're on.
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, we're on.
We're always on.
When I say murder, I mean I was just going to take him out and yell at him, and
This
then
is not
kill
legally
his
binding?
corpse and get rid of it.
Cut the first 30 seconds.
We've only had to actually pull one episode.
And that was the one,
That
right?
was the Santa Cruz.
Yeah, we had one episode where I did a podcast called the International Bad Boys Hour, and it was just all storytelling. I mean, people come on and tell some awesome, crazy stuff. And this one chick came on. She was kind of co-host. She was just basically talking about how she loved coke and she was a hooker. And then as soon as she was done, she'd instantly beg us not to put it out. So that was probably the only time I haven't put out an episode, and we kicked her off the show. It's like you can't come on and give us all this great shit about all the hooking you've done, and then tell us we can't share it.
Oh, yeah.
That's gold.
Hey, this is a SwapCast. It's the Doug Stanhope podcast and the
Tinfoil Hat Podcast with Sam Tripoli.
And we have Ggreg Chaille and Andy Andrist doing color commentary and drink running. I guess I should have done that before.
Yeah, let's. I'll get that. Let's address the audio deal. It's 4th of July, and we're on the patio at the hotel.
Aloft Hotel.
There's.
I always plug them. They have a special place in my heart.
They're always
this is a great hotel.
They're always the same, no matter where you go.
There are some nice ones, and then I love your bit on the ratings of hotels. Very funny, dude. And then there's just some shitholes, mostly where I did meth. That's where I go.
Oh, really?
Oh, those like really. I mean, when I used to party, it started with drinking, then it got fucking coke, and then for a short period, it got fucking really crazy. I mean,
Dark.
I would go in the like third world hotels, just doing drugs, and then get kicked out because I was creeping everybody out.
You ever do more than one 8-ball at a 6?
You know, it's so weird. It's like I would just do little bits, little bing, bing, bings. You know, I never really I had friends of mine went homeless and all. I was like. You know, you always say you're productive, a functional alcoholic. I was a functional drug addict. I could, get shit done.
You get all your teeth nice and white?
Yeah, still brush my teeth.
Isn't that most of America?
I guess that
drug
is.
Addicts?
I'm really amazed at how many people, are so proud of, their meth abuse. Like, my mom talks about it. She talks about mobile meth stations it's like they just got a Starbucks. They're like, she's so excited.
Yeah. My brother Larry's, he did meth for 30 years. It's like war stories. It's like, really? You're a hero of some sort? He just went around and stole kids' clothes out of dumpsters. You're not.
Yeah, when you go deep into it, it gets really bad. But at some point, it's just basically they worked out the kinks of cocaine. Like, everything you hate about coke is gone.
With
and you're
meth?
like, and then it's like, that's the first couple times. And then it just okay. I smoked crack once in my life, and the whole time I smoked crack, I was just like, I'm smoking crack, dude. I'm smoking fucking crack, dude.
That was funny. We did a show last night here at the Funny Bone, and Sam's in town. He headlined the club last week, and you're here because you grew up here, so you stayed late. Did a set last night,
yeah,
about
I was hanging
smoking
out with my
crack.
mom too, and I never get to watch. You're one of my favorites, and I never get to watch anybody douche. sets. So you're either on the road or you can't get out of the comedy club quick enough. So it was fun to watch you work last night.
But you did a story about smoking crack. You go, I couldn't really do this last week because my mom came to every show.
Every show. And she heard all the coke jokes, and I did jokes about her snatch. But I feel like smoking crack and a guy trying to suck your dick might be a little too much for your mother. That's where I kind of run the line.
It is one of those things where when you're in front of a Stanhope crowd, there is a license to do something that you probably couldn't do during the week. Whether your mom's there or not, you can actually unleash and do things. We've had that where...
Well, it's actually it's less of a license and more of a must.
Yeah,
well, yeah.
Must
more of a at
gunpoint.
Yeah.
It's almost expected that anything like that's going to happen, and when it does, no one's really shocked.
I think if you actually went on to normal material, they might stare at you like,
it'd be
you know
the
where
same
you
as
are.
doing that. Yeah.
I always feel like I got to come up with horrible things in my life before I come work with Doug. Like, I got to do some... I'm not doing shitty enough stuff.
Got to go commit some
war
I would
crimes.
feel
Is
that...
there a lot of research in that for you, Andy?
Yeah.
How much time do you spend? It must be
an hour
2
a
seconds,
day.
3 seconds.
2-3 seconds a month.
You came up with one right when you got into the car tonight.
What's that? Material?
Your contest with the kid on the plane. I mean,
right.
you always have an interesting story.
I know. That's the thing. I never feel like I have any fucking material when I hit a stage, and then I go, I just got in a fart contest with some kid, and then that's kind of material. That's what people do, and then they go back and they go, what was funny about that, and let's make it even funnier. And I fuck that little ginger. You don't fuck with a guy who's 52 years old when it comes to bowels. Winner. I'm so tired of winning.
Andy and Sam were just talking about how they could fucking destroy bathrooms.
Bathrooms, airplanes.
Yeah, I got challenged by I had 2 kids that weren't mine sitting by me on the plane, and then I noticed one was cheesing out some gas, and then the brother that was in the middle seat put his head down to smell his brother's ass, and then he would check it against mine to see what was going on over there, to see who it was. And
was
then
this all nonverbal communication?
Yeah, it's all nonverbal. He kept kicking me with his Crocs, so I'm like, dude, I'm going to take your shoe and put it in the toilet if you do that again. And so we had some communication, but yeah, the fart thing just started silently and ended with a racket.
Sam and I, let's get to the beginning. We're, I think, 2 of 3 comedians that ever came out of Vegas.
Yeah, who are the 3?
Shuley from the Stern Show.
Oh, yeah, Shuley. And then Joe Coy he's from
Joe
there
Coy.
too. But he was in a different kind of group. He kind of moved quickly and went, because when I started, which was just after when you started, the local comedy clubs wouldn't let us play there. At least they didn't let me. It was very...
The Strip would even their fucking MCs, they'd bring them in from L.A.
So we had to be street kids and go into bars. And you had just left. You'd realize you got to get out of here. And then I had started. And when I started, there was one open mic every other week. I remember that. You had to go deep in Flamingo or Durango or somewhere, place like that.
I remember when I first met you, I came in like I was some fucking king of Las Vegas because I'd moved and now I was getting $125 a night. I'm going to walk back there like
I remember it too. I remember exactly where you were
ran
sitting.
The open mic, right?
I started my own open mic because everyone was always like, New York City comics get up 47 times a night. And I'm like, I got to get up more. So I just would find all these empty bars, be like, what's your slow night? Give me a night. And every night I would be running my own show. And you came over to a show at the Wet Stop, which was across the street from the UNLV on Maryland Parkway.
Wow.
And you came out, and I still remember where you were sitting, and you were somewhat heckling me a little bit. And I'm like, dude, we cool? And then for some reason, it just got really cool and then it was always been really nice, man, So you always would come in and do a little stage time. I was such a street kid. I had no clue how to play comedy clubs. I was just a straight-up Vegas bar comic when I moved to L.A., and I had to learn how to play clubs. And it's a totally different animal.
Yeah, you didn't even... In Vegas, when we started, because you have no interaction with professional comedians. There was open mic, and then there was the Strip that wouldn't touch you.
Yes.
So maybe you could sneak in or buy a ticket to see professional comics, but they're not talking to you. You're not hanging out with them.
And it was just like... such a different time for comedy too. Like when you look at like what you were doing last night compared to what was like. I started in a generation where everybody wanted to be Seinfeld, and it was all like, what's up with ice cream, and like, and you're like, I don't want to talk about this shit. I want to talk about all the chaos going on in my life, and so it was impossible to get into those rooms. So we just developed in like this. We were like that Japanese guy that got lost in the island and thought like World War II was going on for like 50 years.
Oh,
like
Guam.
We were living by our own rules and making our own rules of comedy and like trying to figure out what was going.
I remember the open mic. It was the Escape Lounge 2, and now it's the one I did my 25-year anniversary.
I'm so pissed I missed that.
That's right. You were just left town the night before. Or
I was somewhere. I had a gig that night. I would have canceled it if I could have.
But the guy that ran it, Scrawny Ronnie Putnam, he was going to make it a big deal. He was always going to make everything a big deal. He's like a fat Kramer from Seinfeld. So he's getting someone from the Riv to come down between shows for our open mic. And he got Geechee Guy, where he's going to pay someone, so we're going to be... Geechee Guy came down, got heckled, and said, I don't come down to where you work and unplug the Slurpee machine.
Yeah.
The back of the room fell out. The comics had never even heard the hackiest fucking heckler retort because they're so removed from regular comedy.
It's just a whole foreign thing, dude. Like living in the wild.
And within 2 weeks, everyone had a version of that.
And then they would always bring them down. It was like, I still to this day remember Bruce Baum. I don't know if you're cool with him, but that dude cut my time for my first weekend ever playing a comedy club.
What was the club?
It was the Riviera.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Sharippa.
Yeah.
He let me open for Nick DiPaolo, and then he asked me to bring me back like a week later, and that was a huge deal. I remember that because they weren't letting anybody go up anywhere.
Was it the Dirty Show?
Yeah, I played the Dirty Show.
Yeah.
Nick DiPaolo was with this gorgeous blonde and just fighting with her the whole fucking time.
Yeah, that happened.
I think that's his wife, yeah.
And then, I don't know if they got married, but then he had some of the funniest fucking jokes. And it was like this guy doing real, like, it was such structured material that I'd never seen before, like really structured shit. And he was like, had this great bit about why is there a Hooters in Vegas when you could pay a chick $5 to shit on your face? It's like, and the whole time I always wondered that, like, why are there Hooters in Las Vegas, man? And I never understood structure, so it took a long time for me to learn structure because we were just teaching ourselves.
Yeah.
And you had to leave to get stuff. And like
you had to actually teach yourself once you got out of there to go, oh, don't do that.
Yeah, that's not good.
A relearn. It's like,
yeah.
What do they call that with cults where they have to
deprogram?
Yeah.
And then like I would just hear stories about you, and I kind of borrowed, like, in my opinion, was like this kind of attitude was like, okay, oh, you want me to go do this fucked up shit? I'll go try it just to see if I can get a minute out of it. Because I would hear these stories about you, and I remember these two guys show up, and they were just hanging out. It's like, oh, dude, you know Doug Sammo? Yeah, he's fucking great. He goes, oh, dude, he just came to our job. We do gay phone sex, and he just like dropped acid and did gay phone sex. And I was like,
mushrooms.
I was like, holy fuck. And then I heard you do the whole bit on it, and it was so fucking funny. And I'm like, the amount of balls it would take to go fucking drop acid and do gay
mushrooms.
Phone sex.
It was mushrooms. This story's in the new book coming out. Ralphie May dropped me off. Is that the coaching horses? That's a long. I'm not giving it away. It's in the fucking new book. Fuck, I'm not telling.
Available when?
October 31st, but you
pre-order
can pre-order now on Amazon.com.
Yeah.
So is this, what number book is this?
2.
Damn, that's amazing.
But yeah, this one's just like the fucking road stories like that, or not road stories, comedy stories.
But when the audiobook goes out, you want to do kind of like what we're doing here. You want to talk to people from the book, where they just swap stories about incidents in the book. Which is
the last audiobook, anyone that I could get that was in the book, we just cut at some point in the book when they're mentioned, and then because my memory's dog shit.
Yeah.
So, and then we'll have a brief mini podcast in the audiobook. But this one, I can't wait because
it worked well on that one. So this one,
I got to get Dan Tosh. Dan Tosh is in 2 different stories with, where I'll fucking nail him down. I'll make him do it. Like, it's not a podcast. Just to tell your version of the story, I'll tell mine.
Go to him in his Malibu place.
Yeah.
His drug lord fucking house he lives in.
I can imagine.
I went to Dane Cook's drug lord fucking place.
Oh, really?
Like, holy fuck, dude.
Was
Who owned this? Pablo Escobar before you?
Yeah. When you
Was
guys
his
were
brother?
talking-
Was his brother there when you knocked on the door?
Probably not.
Just
it's
running out
not-
with bags
This is
with
not Dane's
dollars.
house anymore.
Now, if you got properly churned out in Vegas, you might have that house.
Yeah, that's so true.
Take all those edges off. Do some voices.
Just repeat
Where do
the
you
same
see
thing
your-
over.
where do you see
I'm
yourself
walking,
in
I'm
5
walking,
years?
I'm just walking.
Yeah.
I'm just walking.
Yeah.
I'm walking. Just walking.
If you do it in a
Oh my
pop,
God, he's walking.
it's so good. Yeah.
Well, the thing was, we were going to go to talk to him about being part of this Dublin's doc we were going to do about the famous Dublin's
fucking
comedy
Dublin's.
show.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Is this the one down on the boulevard?
Yeah.
I don't mean to be a cut, but I was doing
Doubles?
double whiskey, splash of Coke.
That-
She put so much fucking lemon juice in this that
Hold on
I'm
a second.
getting acid reflux.
The drink that you handed me, the empty drink, did not have whiskey Coke in there.
Yeah, it did.
It was like,
I drained it.
I'm sorry, my belly
I
hurts.
suck-
Can I get a different drink?
well, I'll get you something, but you just handed.
Can I get my? I need more whiskey and less.
I have
vodka, lemon.
diverticulosis, so when I get to it just kicks right in and then it
So
sticks
what am I?
in my
What
throat.
am I getting you here?
Double whiskey,
Double
splash
whiskey
of Coke.
splash of Coke.
Yeah. Don't worry, Andy will drink that.
No, I'm gonna
No,
take this and throw it in her face
I've been
like
sober.
we usually do
I've been,
when someone makes it.
I'm going on 6 months of sobriety.
No, I'll drink. I'll drink. That.
What?
Well, I was.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I got busted some, but
That's right. I forgot you can't drink because he has his own
yeah,
story.
yeah.
We'll get to that on.
Yeah.
Me
too, brother.
Doing a
Together we're not
swapcast.
drinking
Yeah.
tonight.
This is a swapcast. We'll get to Andy
Should we
later.
do like a kumbaya
This
thing?
is
Thank God for us
this is
not
a
drinking
teaser,
tonight?
sir.
That's what I was trying to get
I
back to.
stopped doing drugs like you. I got to a point in my life where I just got pulled over and arrested too much.
I get
so
that.
I was like, fuck it, I'm going to take a break.
I respect the fuck out of that.
yeah,
And
how
you
long
know
have
you're
you
doing
been
great.
sober? I didn't even know you were a fuck up.
Well, dude, to be honest with you, I had 5 years. Then I went out a little while. And now I'm back up to like 60 days.
Uh-huh.
So, but the last one was off just smoking weed. And then I realized I don't like weed.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh, man, everybody's doing it. It's basically legal now. And then I realized I'm a go fast guy. I like to go fast. I like to, because going fast always involves sex. I like the reason I love Coke and the reason I was doing Coke all the time at the Comedy Store because there were just chicks hanging out that they were comedians, but they were just hanging out for the free blow and the
so
fucking.
you don't have a drug problem.
I have a drug and sex. They're like
Oh,
tag
okay.
team
All right.
champions.
The only time I'm ever interested in sex is if I'm doing fucking uppers.
Right? And girls just let you treat them like fleshlights. They just let you light them up because they're like, I'm not hungry. I'm not feeling hungry. You can do whatever you want. And they just gack out on
grab
it.
them by the pussy.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. Just here's some blow,
Yeah.
and you can finger blast them. They don't care.
You can do whatever you want.
Is this an
Grab 'em by the
excerpt from
pussy.
Bill Cosby's
I can't
book?
wait to run.
Hey, it's just they go
I
to
can't
sleep
wait to run
again.
for president and just have them play this.
Yeah, there's there's
You'll
nothing
win.
off the table.
I don't care. My whole thing is I want to be as brutally honest. I'm not even close to Doug's level, but I just want to be. I just have this fear I'm going to get blackmailed at some point. Someone's going to try to blackmail me, and they'll be like, "Well, we're going to tell everybody this." I'm like, "It's on my second album." Oh, fuck.
Yeah, own it.
Yeah, I get to that point. Initially, you come out first with the story. You tell it, and then no one's interested. I mean, if you make it funny, but no one can go, "Oh, yeah, no, I said it first."
Yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't catch me.
Yeah. What if we let everybody know you do this? It's like, well, I've already let them know. They all came to my show at the Funny Bones at the Destiny Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they heard that.
But I've found myself retreating for a couple of reasons where you get to a certain age where people are like involved in the story. You can't mention their names, and without mentioning.
That happened to me at the Comedy Store podcast I was talking about. There was a certain girl at a certain time who basically ushered cocaine back into the Comedy Store. And I called it the blah, blah, blah era, which was her name. And she went nuts. She tried to get legal stuff going on. And so it's like, okay, so I can't ever mention their names. But Yeah, I mean, like, so all my stories involve somebody crazy. And there's just, like, I'm slowly getting more and more honest with what I'm talking about on stage. Because I'm in my mid-40s. What am I hiding about anymore, you know?
Well,
just like
there's a difference between you being honest and you not, like, making yourself culpable for getting someone arrested.
Right,
I mean, you not saying someone's name, that doesn't take the honesty out of the story. That's just self-preservation.
No, I get you. I got you. Like, I talk about how I was almost got molested twice. Cause like
almost.
Yeah. Then the whole point is I did because I'm a grower, not a shower. You know what I'm saying? They threw me. It's those banana dick kids you got to keep your eye on. But it was two guys, and one was Father Dan, and the other guy was Mr. Watts. And my mom asked me not to say his full name, but I'm like, he got convicted.
Mr. Watts me dress.
Was Mr. Watts going to show up and
Mr. Watts me shower?
Yeah, but literally, like, he got weird. Like, we were playing college, we were playing high school sports, and we were like in 7th, 8th grade. Mr. Watts would come in and shower with us and be like, okay, talk about the game. We're like, this is incredibly inappropriate. Why are you in the showers with us? And I talk about it on stage.
In my book, the first book, I talked about a gym teacher that was obviously, and he would linger in the showers, and I didn't ever shower because I lived across the street, and
you don't now. I assume that's where it came from.
Yeah, you don't have to qualify it.
Why do you get a shower every day?
You don't.
Showers after gym class, and Mr. Prince, they made me fucking. They might have made me take that whole piece out of the book. I remember they had a big issue. The legal on the book was like so fucking hardcore.
Was the guy ever convicted?
No, I have no idea.
That's
but
why
I remember
think
the
I'm
last
okay.
day of school when I was moving anyway, I called him faggot.
I named my high school date who left me at prom and went and fucked a 10th grader. I talk about that on stage. It's like, and my friend's like, you name her? I'm like, yeah, she knows she did it. It's called revenge, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. I dated you because I thought you were going to fuck me at prom. I didn't ask to fucking skank out because I wanted fucking Pretty Woman. I asked you because I thought you were going to fuck me, and you went home and fucked a 10th grader. It's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Karma's a bitch.
That's what when you hear the phrase, I think you're pretty, it means I want to fuck you. That's it. It doesn't mean I like anything about you. It's just, you're pretty.
The two girls who asked me to continue, one was my friend, one of her. The second one was the biggest slut in school. I thought I was going to fuck her. Didn't happen. Then problem, like, I'm banging a fucking whore. Which one is available?
Well, at Cotillion?
Cotillion.
Is that what they teach you there? At
Cotillion. Where the girls ask the guys.
When did you move to Vegas?
I moved in 91.
How old were you?
I was 18.
Because your family's still here, so you just moved on your own.
Yeah, I moved all the minute. Okay, when I was young, my dad would just brainwash me into getting out of upstate New York. You gotta get out of here. Gotta move to Vegas.
It's too late for me. Save yourself.
My dad's whole life is he is now living like a college kid in Prescott, Arizona. Him, his black girlfriend, and they just sit at casinos all day.
Your dad's De Niro?
Yeah, basically. And he just gambles all day. So he's kind of living the life he wanted to. He's from that age where you had to, get married right out the gate, or else you were gay. If you didn't get married by like 19, you were a momo, right? And he got married to my mom. Both of them were miserable. My mom literally, I remember driving to my grandparents' house, and my mom would, which is a 4-hour drive. It should be a 2-hour drive. My mom driving, it's a 4-hour drive. And she would drive like this.
With her elbow up beside.
So she couldn't see my father. She didn't want to look at my dad. And we're like, Mom, do you have a condition? She's like, no, we're just blocking fucking looking at my old man.
Love only works when you figure it out.
Right.
I can't fucking stare at this cunt again.
Yeah.
Maybe if I look at my elbow all the time, I can get another year in.
That was because it was right before just everybody. It was kind of when people still didn't get divorced. It was just the beginning of everybody like, I'm fucking out.
Like Hallmark exists in that.
How old
like,
are you?
I'm in my 40s, late 40s, mid-40s.
Late.
Mid-early.
47?
Let's not go too crazy. No, 44.
Oh, well, that's...
But my mother divorced my dad because it was cool at the time. Like, divorce was the thing, and she admitted that. Yeah.
And it's like most divorces are done by women. Women do 75% of the divorce because they're like, and I get half the shit? Why not? Why wouldn't I get the fuck out of here? So, but then it wasn't. And it's very interesting because you ever think about your childhood and how it affects your stand-up? Like, for me, like I listen, do you know Theo Vaughn? You ever listen to Theo Vaughn?
I know Theo.
Well, I listened to him. We were talking one day. He was telling me about how, as a kid, he hated his life. So he'd just make up stories to tell people. And now he's like this insane storyteller to the point where you always go, is that a real story? And then you realize it could be a fake fucking story. Me and my friends, we stopped fighting and we just started ripping each other new assholes. Like, there's this pizzeria called Pontillo's, and if you sat in the wrong booth, you would just get verbally assaulted nightly. And you just learned how to get fast with it. And you had to learn how to start fucking slicing and dicing people. And that's why I'm really good at, like, crowd work and shit like that, because I got my ass handed to me for so long as a kid. And then I remember the first time in Vegas where I killed a heckler, and it was just like, oh, you know, it's like, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, the problem is once you do that, that's all the crowd wants. They get bloodlust, mob mentality, and they want more. They don't want you to go back to that story about the time that you missed your Greyhound bus or stuff. No, dude, kill that guy.
Yeah.
Talk about this fucking dude. Yeah. So, yeah, I moved out of Vegas in 91. I wanted to be a stand-up since I remembered. And then
why Vegas?
Okay, because my dad just convinced me that I should move to Vegas. And little did I know it was a ploy so he could buy a house for me to rent out, and then he could write off on his taxes that I had to go to Vegas all the time.
And you were 18.
I was 18, and then I'm Armenian, so Jerry Tarkanian was the coach, and he was like, he's the greatest Armenian ever to live in the history of time.
I lived there then.
So I was like, I'm going to Vegas, and it was the best time. I showed up, I had hair down to hair, and it was the best. It was the best time. Vegas was a great time.
I just left. I left in 90... March of 90, I think.
Why'd you leave?
Chasing a girl to Phoenix.
Oh, is that where you went to, Phoenix?
Yeah, I was in love, so I moved. I'd done comedy for 6 months. Oh, no, 91, sorry. Yeah, March of 91, because I started in August of 90, and I left in March of 91 to chase this girl, and I got a house MC gig at a moribund comedy club for like 6 months before it died.
Up in Phoenix?
In Phoenix, yeah.
You were already well known, though. Like, I feel like you came out
in Vegas open mic.
But you were a legend back. You and one other guy. Do you remember the other guy? It was two of you had started it.
Rob Rock was the other guy.
Rob Rock.
Who eventually came out that it was almost all his stuff he stole.
I remember he was putting together an album or something. And I only saw him perform once. I never saw him perform ever again.
Yeah, he
putting together several albums.
Yeah, he came out that had stolen everything he did, but he got pussy. That's the only reason we were in the game.
That's why you started, right?
Yep. Even if you steal pussy, there's no way to get it back.
And no refund.
Once you own it, it's yours.
It was so much fun doing stand-up in comedy.
How long did you do stand-up there before you left?
I think 3 or 4 years. And then I basically had my own show on the Vegas Strip at what was then the Holiday Inn. Do you remember the Holiday Inn that was on Vegas Strip? It had the giant roller. It was like such garbage, but they gave me my own show, and we were so filthy that they freaked out after like 3 weeks, and they're like, you gotta go. But I had my own show there, and then I was in an improv troupe called The Mutiny, and we had basically had... We were in all the Boulder casinos. Every night we'd be doing a different Boulder casino, getting paid $100 a show. That time, that's fuck you money when you're starting, right? And then I started doing a couple things with Sharippa. And after that, I was like, I did enough.
For the listener, and I this actually came up in an interview, and I think it's in the new book, but Sharippa, he was, what was his character?
It wasn't Big Pussy. It was
Bobby
one of the,
Balaclava or
something like that.
He was like one of the first lieutenants on.
He plays a dullard on The Sopranos.
Yeah, but he was one of Tony's main guys.
But he ran the Riviera Club like he was. You thought he is
the
fucking mob.
Yeah.
And his famous quote is, "You're doing 7 minutes, not 7:01, not 6:99, 7." You know, so weird. But when that XXX show that you did for him, that's where he would slap me in the face. I came off a triple run when now I'm getting booked, and they finally booked me for a regular show, and I did some shit that killed in Butte, Montana at the Copper King about my puppy going into heat in the car. It's just like shit that... And I'm doing it at the Riv, and he fucking slapped me in the face. You don't do that fucking puppy, bleeding, pushy shit in my fucking club. And then years later, when he's doing that XXX, he's like, instead of you're doing 7, not 701, 699, he goes, this is XXX rated. You don't say pussy, you say cunt. All right. Just
but
don't
has
slap
comedy
me.
changed, though? Just think about how the rules were and what you had to do your type of comedy. And, like, now it's just like you sold out the fucking Funny Bone in Syracuse, New York. It's like such a different fucking time.
Well, now I've done 26 years of this, so
Right.
I have my own audience that I could not offend unless I got sober or found Jesus. The only way I could lose them. But people ask me, hey, how has comedy changed? Because I hear, oh, you can't. But you still do spots at the Comedy Store for regular people. I refuse to do. I only do comedy when I'm getting paid by my audience that knows what they.
And that's a beautiful thing, dude. I would love to. I don't know. I'm just a stage whore, dude. It's like the night before, I did an hour and every night for like 6-7 nights or like 4 nights in a row at the Funny. I love doing stand up. I just love talking shit. I love to see how far I can go with these crowds. And if I don't walk a couple tables, I don't feel like I did my job.
I don't even like doing. I don't even like talking at all, much less on stage. Every time but it's made me appreciate comedy more. When I go to LA, I'll watch shows. I'll laugh at people that I would usually excoriate when I lived there.
Right.
That's not, it's derivative of this and that. Now I actually enjoy comedy because I don't see it.
Yeah. Well, that's why I wanted to come watch you, because I don't get to watch a lot of the people that my friends and just people I look up to
Like
do
beginning to end
Yeah.
is a luxury
I'll see him
when
do
you're
10
a road
minutes. That's great.
But when you can actually sit and watch an entire set
And watch like
It's
how
totally
you work,
different.
why you work, what works.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Like,
And
are you
having known the crowd the week before,
Yeah.
like what that area is like.
But that's also, if I say, oh, yeah, I'll do a 10-minute spot, first of all, I don't have 10 minutes. I have a bit that's 22 minutes.
No, that's great.
I don't know how to cut it out. But if I'm going to do a set, I'm going to be in my head about what am I going to say. I'm not watching the show. So I'd rather just watch the
Come
show.
and hang out. I get that. But I also like putting shows together at the Comedy Store where it's like, oh, Doug's going to be in town. So Doug's going to be in town. Then Rogan's going to be in town. Then Kreischer's going to be. Let's do a show where everybody can just get up there and talk a lot of shit and have a lot of fun. I love doing those, too.
Well, last night, I forgot to mention it. Last night's show was 3 people that were on the best podcast that ever happened.
Yeah,
that I
I'm
don't
so
remember.
thankful you two asked me to go on that. I really didn't expect that, and I was sitting in the back. I was just 3 out of my 4 favorite guys. You, Rogan, Bill Burr were there. The only one that if David Tell was there, my head would have exploded. But that's like my favorite 4. And then to be able to get asked out to go there, and for the first hour, I'm just like a kid with like leukemia who just won a radio contest and just sitting there.
Keep running. Nobody tackles you. Keep running. Keep running.
And I'm just like watching all this, and it was like, I don't know if you'll ever have a podcast that will hit so well because of what was going on that night. Nobody expected that.
No.
For this chick to just flame out and not win, and it's just like, everybody in there is all your guys' fucking fans, and like to have you guys talking them through this insane moment in this country it'll never be like
live
that.
updates, Marilyn Manson backstage.
I just wanted to find out if condoms were going to be necessary. I just like that was really my biggest thing.
Then the night before, bingo, air flight out.
Unbelievable.
I have
so many backstories.
No memory of
Dude,
I remember fucking having to bail into the shower. Somehow they have a shower
in the back
The girl
of the
peed
green
on
room.
or tried to pee on me in that shower one time. We had a running bet with this chick that she wouldn't pee on me. She go, I'll pee on you. And like it started getting some weird
She
like
couldn't-
deer
she couldn't
hunter
make
thing.
product?
What?
Wait,
She couldn't make product.
She did.
Tried.
Well, it's a funny story actually.
isn't
but-
it easy to fake peeing in a shower?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't turn on the shower.
okay.
We were
right.
just
I'm
laying
gonna
down.
say,
And everybody's
you know what? I was waiting for when Andy was about to go on a tangent so I could pee, but since you brought it up,
Yeah,
we do have to take a break
this
anyway.
break is sponsored by urine.
diddle.
We'll get back to the pee story right after these messages. Ggreg Chaille, big fan of Dollar Shave Club. We're not beardy people like the Glenn Wools and the Brendan Walshes of the world. No, we shave like gentlemen.
Like gentlemen.
Be a gentleman.
Get ready for the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shave is part of it.
It's kind of like our suits. We suit up for a show because if they came to see a show, they don't want to see some douchebag in a T-shirt with a beard, some kind of ironic Journey T-shirt. No, they want to see someone shaved up and
Showered.
well-dressed.
Shined.
Not showered necessarily.
Not
I can't
showered.
back you up on that. They're not going to smell you from that distance. Tell me about Dollar Shave Club, because Chaille, you have a history.
I just looked it up. I became a member of Dollar Shave Club on October 8th, 2012.
When you say member, do you guys meet up like every third Saturday?
Yeah, it's kind of like we do poker rallies. we
How does Dollar Shave Club work?
Dollar Shave.
They send you. Do they know when you need a shave?
Actually, what they do is they are available to send you what you need to shave. And the beauty is there's no hidden costs and there's no commitments. You can just put it on hold at any time. Say like you want to grow out a little stubble. You want to try that for a while.
You want to attack her beaver with a vengeance that makes her dump you, so you don't have to feel the pressure of dumping her. You can grow out some stubble. I don't know how it works.
Dollar Shave Club, it's the smart choice. Get a great shave at a great price. And they got a really good deal right now. For a limited time, get your first month with the executive razor. That's the highest level. That's the highest package.
17 blades.
I think it's 6. It's too many for me. I have the 4 blade.
I have my issues with too many blades, but you can choose.
But you go all the way down to 2 blades. But you get for a limited time, they got first month, you get the executive razor with a 3-ounce tube of Dr. Carver's shave butter, which I've used that for a couple years now. And for only $5 plus free shipping.
I used to use Analies. Now I use Dr. Pud's fudge butter.
You mean Dr. Carver's shave butter. You haven't used it yet. I use it.
I'm telling you. I used it the wrong way is what I'm saying. I was in a tight spot in a pickle. Did you just make that sound effect with your mouth?
You wanted a tight spot sound. I thought that's what the red light was for.
I thought you actually hit a button. I'm like, there's no button here. Go ahead.
It's a $15 value. It's always free shipping, and you're going to get that first month with the executive razors. That's 4 cartridges and the 3 ounces of Dr. Carver's shave butter for only $5. And Dr. Carver's shave butter is really good. It's really smooth on the skin, and it's clear. So you can see the beard that you're shaving. A lot of times, shaving cream, it's the foam, you know, those ones we've seen forever, and you can't see if you want to carve a dollar sign, or you want to do something.
Or an LA Clippers logo.
There you go. How can you do that if you've got a big, thick, white beard of...
I don't know, but I know you just said the word that my audience will appreciate. Only $5.
Yeah.
Even my audience has $5.
And like I said before, no commitments. You can put it on hold at any time. You can cancel at any time. There's no hidden fees, and the replacement cartridges come each month, or you can go every other month.
If you join ISIS and they go, no, you have to grow that shit out, there's no commitment. You can't go, oh, I joined Dollar Shave Club, but I also want to join ISIS where I need a beard because it's a Muslim thing. No, you can just pick one way or the other.
Put it on hold, baby. You don't know if this Muslim thing's going to work out.
Right.
Maybe the town is being overrun by American patriots, and now you need to shave.
Yep, that's
you
when
turn
you
it
go
back
to
on.
that's
Turn
when
it
you
back
go to the
on.
7 blades, because you're going to need all of them to get rid of that fuzz.
Yeah, that's thick.
You made a bad decision. You know what? Sometimes the only way out of ISIS is Dollar Shave Club.
I'll tell you what, you can't make a bad decision with going with Dollar Shave Club. You can only get this exclusive offer at dollarshaveclub.com/Stanhope. That's dollarshaveclub.com/Stanhope.
/Stanhope. It's your only way out of ISIS.
Dollar Shave Club, it's a smarter choice.
Yeah, all right, red light's on.
Red light
Red light
is
on. Red light go, kids, go.
We pissed. We got a new round of drinks for me and Chaille, and I broke up a conversation between Sam Tripoli and Andy Andrist. Someone had to do some interview. I think it was Playboy.com, where I had to do press for the last CISO special with Murphy and Glenn Wool and
Walsh.
Brendan Walsh. I did Playboy.com and AOL like really? Am I doing a Radio Shack in store?
Yeah. AOL.
AOL Build is a new product that they've got. And
A new what?
product.
But it's Playboy and AOL, two defunct. Anyway, the point is that someone said, well, why do LA comics get all this shit and New York comics? And I didn't even know this is a thing, but this is what I walked into.
Well, there's always been an LA comics versus New York comics, and my problem is I've always been at the Comedy Store, which has been its own kind of like Mecca dojo, of certain things going. Now it's like an insane asylum of
it's
the lineups.
great.
It's awesome.
Unbelievable.
It's awesome. Like I get to go and be part of these insane lineups, But I got to go out. Oops, sorry. I got to go out and do New York a little bit because everyone's always telling me go out there, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna play the Funny Bone, and then Skankfest has happened the week before. I'll go out and do Skankfest and have fun. And I got to gig out there, and it was like Death Squad shows with Skankfest, Legion of Skank fans, so it was a ton of fun. But I was watching the comedy, and someone told me a quote that Duncan Trussell had that I thought really was pretty pinpoint accurate, and that the difference between L.A. comics and New York comics is like New York City comics tend to be like counterculture more, whereas L.A. comics are conformist. They can't conform quick enough. They're just begging to conform. Like, it's the LA comics who are just always outraged about everything, just hoping to get a couple extra Twitter followers or going, or it's like whenever like some chick snitches on some guy that was like, hey, you want to fuck? And she's like, no, and he's like, fuck you, pig, and then she screenshots it and puts it everywhere, and then everyone's outraged that a guy was mean to a chick, and they're the quickest ones.
And all the dudes who are mean to chicks shit on that guy who was mean to a chick.
Yeah.
Like, dude, how could you do that?
How could you do that? And then these are the guys that I know are known for like filming chicks sucking their dick when girls don't know that. Or they got restraining orders out against them by their ex-girlfriends, but they're like yelling and screaming on the internet, demanding guys respect women, respect them, all in the hopes that maybe some shadow group of gay guys who run Hollywood will fucking give them an audition on a TV show or some fucking shit like that. They can't conform quick enough.
And what I've noticed, I'm not there a lot because it's a fucking living, breathing cancer, the LA.
Dude, I think about leaving all the time.
Yeah.
I'll miss the store.
Yeah,
the store is unbelievable.
Firing on all cylinders.
I got into comedy right when comedy died in 1990 after the 80s boom, and I left when it's just having even bigger than it was.
Rogan and Dom Herrera were both, from Dom even more than Joe, but they're both kind of have 1 foot in one era, 1 foot in this new era, and they say this one's way better than that old one.
It's fantastic.
It's great, man, and there's so many outlets now, but I just love being in New York. You can't say, and the reason I think that New York is better than L.A. in terms of comedy is because everybody lives on top of each other in New York. in L.A., when you really look at it, it's so segregated. Rich Jews over here, Mexicans over here, blacks over here, gay guys here, whatever it is. It's all nobody's interacting with each other. So they get all offended because they're not on top and they don't realize everybody's assholes and they should all get ripped new assholes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my biz. Like, everybody should have to work at Denny's for 2 years. And then at the end of it, you would really there'd be no political correctness.
It's like
service. We would all equally hate each other.
Yeah. Like service in like Israeli army.
Yeah.
But for here, it'd just be Denny's.
Yeah. You have to work the graveyard 2 years and have the universe shit on your chest.
Yeah. Everybody understands what hash browns are.
Yeah,
and
right.
then we can go on from there.
Yeah, we could be like, black people don't tip, and everyone's like, they don't. They really don't. They really don't. And no one would get offended.
When I go there, I'm always just like so happy to be like around comedians. I don't want to do a set. I want to hang out.
Like, you're talking about the store.
The store. Okay. When you go to the store now, it's fucking booming.
We did
Did we talk about this on a podcast, or did I talk about this?
We've talked about it a couple of times.
We're fucking with Chris Rock and Dave Spade, and I'd already taken my Xanax. All right, I've already told that story.
No, that was the Morgan Murphy one.
Is this leading into the
Buffalo.
Andy Dick situation?
Yeah, that was
ended up making out with Andy Dick. Anyway.
You made out with Andy Dick?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Just
happens.
Well, he didn't fucking know who I was. I didn't like that.
There was biting. That was less making out and more biting.
Did he know who anybody was at that point? He gets blacked out crazy.
I was the one. I wasn't going there. I was going down the hill to get cigarettes, and I go, well, if I have to go down this hill, I might as well go 2 blocks up to the Comedy Store, even though I already took my Xanax, and I only take it to sleep, and then I don't remember shit. But I remembered that, especially after seeing all the pictures.
So I was doing this charity event.
I went like it was the Lemon Club. Ew.
Lemon Party, Jesus.
Lemon Party.
Yeah, those are pictures we got last night. Remember that old fuck that came to 2 shows in a row? Don't ever fucking come to 2 of my shows in a row, you fucking assholes.
Oh, you hate that. I know. I noticed that. You hate it?
Yeah. Because they see behind the curtain of comedy where it's the same shit.
But they're still paying, and they just want to watch. But I'll tell you what happens. If they tell me at the merch booth, hey, I'm going to the show tomorrow, and I go, all right, let me fill you in, buddy. Don't brag that to Doug at the merch booth tonight, because I know that's what you want to do. That's why you're running it by me. I'm saying, buy your T-shirt, or don't buy your T-shirt, but don't tell him that, because he will make an example, and then the next night tell him, I was at last night's show too, and then he can't do anything because he's incensed on that, and they don't understand why, but it's just a thing that fucks with your head.
Only like hot dumb chicks think that you are making up as you're going. It's it's like, oh, you said the same thing. Oh my God, I can't believe I let you jizz on my tits.
Hot dumb chicks are the first people to walk out on their boyfriend who will stay.
Yeah.
No, we've had
That's a sure sign you got to break up. You want to know if a girl's good? Bring her to a Doug Stanhope show. If she laughs, that's a keeper.
I've had so many people over the years. Hey, I played your DVD special, whatever, for her just to see. If she didn't laugh, she's fucking out of here.
You gotta
go.
I've
had a couple of chicks tell me that, which is random but very fulfilling. That he's gonna like you before I will. Yeah, it's kind of like if my dog doesn't like you, I'm not gonna have a second date.
Well, who was I dating? My buddy's like, yeah, my girlfriend likes to say the N-word a lot in jokes. He's like, it really offends me. I'm like, why? It's a joke. If you guys are just hanging out, I mean, like, if she's going around calling people that might be a problem.
Narcissist.
But if you're having sex and she's dropping N-bombs on you, that's a keeper.
Fuck me, you narcissist.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
You nagger.
That whole, we goofed on it earlier, the Donald Trump thing. It was just locker room talk. And you go, well, you should get in a green room, because your locker room talk is pretty fucking weak.
Yeah.
If all it is grab them by the pussy. Yeah, in a fucking green room with...
Hilarious premise, but where do you go? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I hate when people attack Trump for the wrong reasons.
I cannot agree with that. I do this thing called twerking in politics, because I think it's like the most vapid form of entertainment is twerking. You know, these girls who make hundreds of thousands of dollars just smacking their ass cheeks. I rip their videos from Instagram and I put political messages over them, right? Because I just think it's just idiocracy. But it's like there's real reasons to hate Trump. This Russian shit is not one of them. You're making shit up. And that's how you know the media is all in on it, because they're going after net neutrality. That is way worse than fucking everybody taking bribes from the Russians, which is what's true.
I did a bit when Bush was running for office. I don't know the first time or the second time.
Had to be junior.
Yeah, the Bush Jr.
latest one.
Where they like. He got a DUI in 1972. Well, listen.
October surprise. It was a big deal.
Yeah. They held that one out.
Yeah.
Until October.
When this happened.
For my fans, half of you had a fucking DUI. You're not focusing on... And it's us.
Yeah.
Like, comedians that are like, come on. Don't throw fucking stones at glass houses or whatever. Yeah,
100%. I see people going off on this CNN video that Trump put out. These comics like, I cannot believe he's going after the press like that. Dude, it's CNN. They're fucking assholes. Why do you give a fuck?
I've switched to Fox News, and that doesn't work. And then I just go to Headline News, where that overbright fucking white teeth Robin Meade girl, she has this is the fucking super bright teeth. I just want the newser. I want the USA Today of news. Give me the beats. I don't want a panel of 9 people shouting over each other.
Tell me what you think, what I should be thinking.
Yeah, what I've learned, just watch the fucking ABC, CBS, NBC 6 o'clock news like your dad did when he was watching fucking Cronkite. Get 30 minutes.
That's the I saw last night the 70s, that CNN thing, and then Cronkite came up and they were reporting about the Vietnam War, and it's like that was when it was like, that was just the facts, ma'am. No Friday, just the facts. And it's so different because when you're doing CNN or you're doing entertainment television, which is for news, they have to fill. So they're going to run the CNN Trump WWF video over and over because they have to stretch. They're just trying to fill 24 hours of fucking news.
Here's a guy who's going to say something cunty, but let's have 5 people here to defend that cunty, and let's just fill up 45 minutes of cunty fucking talk, and that's what it's like. What was anything else going on in the news? No,
I want to just find out what's going on and then make my own opinion of it. I don't want you to tell me. So this is what you just saw. That's what they tell you.
Have you heard ISIS took over Houston? A couple days ago.
That's crazy.
The worst is
this is named Juan and fucking.
They won't report it.
This is what someone meant when they said this.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I can't just hear what he said and form my own opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I think when the president keeps getting verbally attacked, he's got to verbally attack back. Stupid shit. Fucking. He's an asshole. That's all you.
He is an asshole, but he's like, there's real asshole reasons to hate him. Not what they keep telling us to hate him for.
Nothing.
Because the real shit is what you could apply to Hillary or an Obama. That stuff, if they had you start paying attention to that, you start paying attention to what they're all doing. And they don't want that. So they got to pick something that is so retarded that it can't stick to anything else.
But that's what people know about. I don't give a fuck at all. Like, I want to hear alligator ate a baby out of his dad's
I miss
hands
that story.
in Disneyland. Like, the news of the weird kind of shit.
Feel good pieces.
And now CNN is so overwhelmed. Like, everything's Trump, and I never cared. I don't care. It doesn't really affect my life.
That's why I get my news from conspiracy threads on Reddit. That's where I go get mine.
I heard Chaille told me that you have a podcast that was all about fucking JFK assassinations or
like the Tinfoil Hat podcast.
Yes.
He's had like 25
Was
episodes.
that
we're about
related?
5 in. Yeah, once the election started going through, and I was a Bernie guy. I keep wanting to believe in the political process.
Bernie's coming back.
I keep wanting to believe in it, so I get sucked into it. And Bernie was my guy, and then I would just start to see them just ripping it from him, giving it to Hillary, and I was like, dude, you guys don't see this? That one's like, no, I don't see it. I'm with her, and you're like, and then like all the stuff they were bashing everybody. I'm like, you could easily say it about the Clintons. So everything they were bashing Trump on, I'm like, the Clintons did the exact same thing. So then it just became this whole thing where I wanted to pick something I enjoy talking. I've had a couple different podcasts, and one of them, I always say, what can I talk in 100 episodes, 200 episodes, 300 episodes? And I like conspiracy. I love it.
So that's the gist of Tinfoil Hat.
Yeah, Tinfoil Hat.
Yeah,
Tinfoil Hat is with my friend Ryan Davis, who's a huge fan of yours. He just wanted to let you know if you needed anyone murdered, he would do it for you.
Have you heard the name James Inman?
Okay.
Just going to float that out there as a possibility.
James Inman once gave me some shit on Facebook, and I just love to see how long I can get people on the thread to go. And I'll just be like, what do you mean? What are you trying to say? Your point, and I'll just say it differently, and I see how long I can get them to go with me.
Yeah,
and Inman just kept going. I would just be like, why are you saying this to me? And then it would be like a fucking War and Peace comment. And then I'd be like, what's the point? Just one line, War and Peace comment.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad people are still fucking with Inman because I don't have the time.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Inman that's the key with Inman is how few words can I spill out and how many can I get in return?
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like 3-4 words and get 1,000 in return. I won't read them because it's fucking Inman.
Well, no,
blah. You should get him to L.A. for your podcast, but make sure he has a round trip ticket.
He was going off on Alex Jones the other day, so I was having some fun with that. He's interesting. Yeah, I just love it, dude. And like, it's really amazing. Like, the feedback is like insanely good. Like, usually, like, I did a podcast called The Naughty Show for a while with Gareth Reynolds and this other person. And we, at some point, I'm like, I've interviewed every cross-dressing midget out there. I'm over it. It's fun. Then I just found, like, I just love talking, like, conspiracies. I love questioning everything. It's free, just have fun with it. And then it just goes off.
So do you think Kennedy's head got whacked by a Frisbee disc tossed by a midget, maybe?
Yes.
That's a theory.
I
know
enjoy
it's
tragedy. Like any kind of, this is really fucked up. Let's get on this.
Well, one of my favorite memories of Doug is you were doing Miyagi's in Hollywood. You remember, like, the 3-floor sushi bar? It's now Pink Taco, but it used to be Miyagi's, which was a sushi.
Sounds familiar.
It was owned by the people who owned Dublin's. And Jay Davis, Dublin's was killing. They wanted to do another night across the street. And this was right after 9/11. And you were just doing this bit about kids going, Mommy, is that plane going to fly into a building? And you're like, how everybody's emotionally fucking being weird about that. And you had this great riff on it. I just watched Orny Adams, who's from New York, going, fuck, man, not cool. I'm like, dude, it's comedy. It's fucking
Orny
comedy.
Adams?
Yeah.
Bent out of shape?
There's stockbrokers still landing out there.
The only better name would be Steve Ranazizi or whatever.
Yeah.
Ranazizi, oh yeah, that was hilarious.
I have to pretend to be upset about this. I set a bad precedent. That guy's good.
Ranazizi's a great guy. He did something incredibly stupid,
and he got out of it.
Finally fessed up, and that it beat him to the.
You do it, you own it. God, I've done so much dumb shit. I got robbed by the same hooker twice in one day buying drugs. I can't judge anybody.
Oh, man.
You know what I got as a great eraser? I went to my physician, and I was just talking like I do. And he goes, have you ever been diagnosed bipolar? No, I have not. And then we talked a little more, and he diagnosed me bipolar. It's the best fucking eraser you can have in life. I've done some shitty things. I've fucking done a ton of shitty things. Now I just look back and go, well, I had a problem, and I was searching for the right mix.
That's great. That's so great. You blame everything on bipolar?
Yeah, I'm bipolar as fuck, man. I'm surprised I'm even sitting here without pancakes.
I love it. I have crippling social anxiety.
Yeah. It was the best news I could have got. I thought I was maybe dying, and I'm like, woo, yeah, I'm crazy.
Love that he like pre-vetted you by like making sure you hadn't been diagnosed with what he was going to
like
diagnose
you want to be the first one?
Yeah. Well,
have you ever bought 2 left shoes in one box?
Yeah, he spotted a heart
Yes,
arrhythmia just from one listen. So
Like when we want to be the first one to tell somebody their tragic news or super good news, he want to be the first one. Has anyone told you you're bipolar? Okay, guess what? You're bipolar.
Woo! Where do I go? Do I get a trip somewhere?
Through this door here or up this ramp?
Yeah, in the van? Oh, I
Do you
love
go
it.
for a second opinion on that?
Because I've done.
You want that.
I've done
You
a lot
wanna
of.
have
No, I don't want to fucking. I know. I've done so much
want now
creepy
on
shit that I
everything.
can't even fucking factor in. I can't discuss on podcast. I can't even weigh on a fucking scale. I've done that creepy shit.
You want out, like when they're like, "Hey, dude, did you make this kid smell your farts on a plane?" And
Exactly.
you're like, "I'm bipolar."
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I couldn't stop myself if I wanted to because I'm diseased. That's what I took it as. Like, fuck yeah, man. I can't remember being happier in my life than when I was diagnosed, and probably
That's
wrong.
how I feel about social anxiety. I have crippling social anxiety. Crippling, dude. Like,
Do you do a merch booth?
What's that?
Do you do a merch booth?
Yes.
It's the fucking
Yeah.
bane of my existence, but it's the reason we can be out here because Chaille
Pushes product.
And without Chaille, I
This whole thing
I
breaks
can't
down.
do this. Yeah.
Well, dude, all my features sell out of their shit because people want to show me that I'm not the boss. I swear to God, I go there, you sell merch? I let features sell merch because they're not making any money, these guys.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sell some merch. I go, you got merch? They're like, yeah. I'm like, prepare to be sold out because I'll do my act and I'll just yell racial slurs at people on stage,
Yeah.
and then they come out, can I buy your thing? And they give me dirty looks,
Yeah.
and they grab and they run off.
One
man.
of the best things that, in comedy is Boise, Idaho. This guy, the feature sucked. I hated his guts. He did he's a fucking hack or whatever. But he was selling his merch to my walkouts. Like, people would walk out of my show, and he had his shit available, and as much of a cunt as he was like, oh, yeah, I didn't like that guy either, or whatever, and then they would buy his shit, his fucking ringtones or whatever, but they didn't buy it because they liked him, they bought it because they hated me.
That happens to me
that's
all
a winning,
the time,
That's
dude.
a winning marketing strategy.
And it's always white. I do a joke about before the show, we pray the comedy gods to make white women laugh because they just always want to talk to the manager. White women love talking to the manager. And it's true. They just come out and you tell when they're angry. They're just angry.
I think you were working with me in Sacramento. A woman leaned into a candle. Her hair caught fire. It was Sacramento, I think.
Oh, wow.
This lady's hair caught fire, stunk up the whole fucking room. I had a beer in my hand, and I thought, I'm not a hero because I didn't throw it. But I thought that's what I should. That's what a hero would do, is throw a beer on her head. She ran out to the bathroom, and then at the end of the show, after Doug was done or whatever, she was talking to the manager, and I go, "Oh, I get it. You have your chick lean into a candle, burn her hair, so you get free tickets." And they were exactly getting free tickets for the show. Oh, my hair caught fire. 'Cause you're a dumb cunt. You're
really going for it.
Yeah.
Bingo in Dallas, a bachelorette party that I made cry and walk in the middle of the show. Bingo walked out into the lobby when they were screaming for refunds and tried to sell them merch as a memento for their big occasion.
That's awesome.
Oh my God! Would you like a CD?
Yeah.
Do people
Doug will
see
sign
the
that.
show that they're going to go see?
Not
Would
in
you
those cases.
ever let's just walk in this rock club and hopefully the band's good?
I used to do that as a bit.
It just makes no sense to me.
Music is... you wouldn't go see music, you would find the type of music. No one sees the type of comedy. They don't look it up. If you put that little effort into your Friday night when you sold out, and... Yeah, I work 5 days, and on Friday night I go out. I want comedy, and you want to see... the guy that we fell asleep to on Letterman on Thursday.
Yeah, I actually think now that late night spots on television are hurting comedy. I think people watch those and don't think comedy's funny and don't want to go to shows.
I can't imagine anyone actually watching network TV for any reason other than live sports.
That's it. I totally agree
The
with
only
you.
reason that
Network.
people come to my house for football, where I live in this little hippie town, no one has cable TV. They watch everything after the fact on YouTube or because they're broke.
On
Everyone's
demand,
broke.
on demand, or
you don't get HBO.
Everybody's
4
cable
minutes
cutting.
later.
But I have live football, so football fans will come to my house, and that's the only reason why you would watch network TV when there's a billion other channels. Fucking any, like, Jimmy Fallon for any reason. Why? Because your friend's on it? Well, you know what? Just tell me how it goes. I don't want to watch Jimmy Fallon say a word. Tell me what you said.
And, like, I have no problems with Fallon, but I find it amazing that he gets such a fucking pass when Leno used to get murdered by everybody for being so super squeaky clean. And, like, he's gone beyond where even fucking Leno was. Like, it blows my mind.
But why does there's good shit on TV at that hour on cable? Why would you watch network TV?
I'm totally with you.
Part of it though is that Kimmel does it and Fallon. They actually are able to bring people in by uploading YouTube clips of the funniest 2 minutes of the night before, and then they'll churn that out on a regular basis. And I don't even know if it works, but it ends up being something that someone will talk about because they saw the clip on YouTube that showed up on a Twitter feed somewhere and never even watched the show.
NBC's, out of all the networks, I think they've mastered social media more because they love to use the outrage for promotion.
Exactly.
Like Saturday Night Live will do the most tame shit, and then before you know it, 80 fake websites are like, were you offended by Leslie Jones' bit about slavery? And like and it's never like, I'm pissed. It's like, are you pissed? And they just like, they have 80 bots that will just put this out, and it's all done to just do this fake train wreck version of promotion.
What I did last night, I'm still trying to make that. No one's really offended. Someone says that people were outraged by whatever star said this. No one's actually outraged. They create the outrage, and then they get other people to say, to make an opinion. How did you feel about that? You shouldn't say that ever.
Yeah.
There's no outrage to begin with.
Who's pissed? Show me 10. If 10 people are pissed, that doesn't mean everybody's pissed.
It's everything's fake, and that's why I was saying, like, to watch the news anymore. Who cares who the fucking president is? I'm 50 years old. I won't see
fake.
60. So my material is about generally me.
Yeah, it's great, dude.
Yeah,
I love the way you write.
You run out of material at 40.
Yeah, you do. I remember you talked about everything you ever wanted to talk about. I'm like, I was so right there. And like the things we used to rage against, now your crowd lets you go go much farther with it.
I had my conspiracy theory arc.
Yeah, no, I get that because at some point you realize who gives a shit. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I realized everything's bullshit, and I had to rail about it. And now I'm like, who cares?
I just love to just shit in people's birthday cakes. That's more of why I do conspiracies than this notion that anything's going to change.
Right. It's
like these people are like, I'm with her. Well, you know her husband was on a flight to fuck kids on an island like 27 times. Well, no, God's a pussy. He fucked children. You know that, right? And it's just like, that's more of what I get off on.
Yeah.
Like shattering the fucking fairy tale than actually like thinking I'm going to change anything.
One of my highlights of Twitter was Jodi Arias. I was like jumping in. I was like, oh, and then I'm getting all these followers that are Jodi Arias, anti-Jodi Arias, and then going, yeah, Jodi, yeah, blah blah blah, and then going, well, you know, this is just another example of the church having somebody murdered to frame a woman, and then boom, and you get all these fucking 500 women go, I thought you were this way or whatever, like no, and then go the other way, and then I mean, it was the most fun probably I ever had on the internet.
Yeah,
it was
poke the bear, poke the bear.
Yeah. No, this is how the church does it. They murdered poor Travis in front of Jody. We should all be supporting her. Why are you doing this? I just joined Twitter, and you were the only person I followed, and you and CNN, and now this. It's fucking awesome.
I trust no one with a blue verified check.
Yeah.
That's my rule. Anybody talking politics, I don't trust them on fucking Twitter, especially if they're liberals. If they're leftists and they're talking politics, I don't trust you. Unfollow.
Well, CNN has become the Fox News because of the beef between...
Like Alyssa Milano. She's like, we got to get Trump out. He's got to run the country. It's like, you've been famous since the moment fur sprouted on your snatch. You've never had what is Alyssa Milano's hard fucking day? You bet. Dude,
Tony Danza shows up.
Trying to stick his dick in your 13. I mean, like, nobody gives a fuck, man. You've never had a hard day. You're just playing this game. I don't trust you.
That's it really does bother me when comics I respect are just so into... I mean, all of us sitting here have real problems in our own lives. You're fucking trying to clutch on to 60 days of sobriety. Fuckhead who ruins everything. Andy Andrist sat down after that girl muddled him a fucking cucumber fucking cocktail. He smashed it. He's just getting off of probation.
Bloodied.
Like... The least of our troubles are the president, and everyone's ignoring their own lives.
Yeah, when I dropped that drink and my finger was bleeding, I'm like, "Goddamn Trump! This is exactly what I was talking about. Why Trump's leadership doesn't work."
You both have Band-Aids on. Well, how did you? Let's get to the Band-Aids. That we explained that. Fuckface shows off the plane. He comes here to the Aloft,
gets my first
smashes a drink, then tries to pick at the broken glass, cuts his finger. Like
it was my 9/11. Today was my 9/11. I was so emotional.
The day Michael Jackson died, and I was just talking about how this was the black 9/11, and everybody was just, boo! I was like, fuck him, dude. Imagine being that doctor killing Michael Jackson and going to prison.
Well, what about the guy, the Walgreens pharmacist who couldn't open for Prince? Like, what? Come on, man. He just needed a pill.
Hang on. What? Your Band-Aid.
I cut myself reaching into my toiletries on my fucking super razor. I mean, just like it has 3 blades. They're all fucking samurai swords, and they just took out a pound of flesh.
That's how you bleed when you don't drink.
Come on, this is
Dollar
a perfect
Shave Club.
segue.
Yeah.
Is that who we're promoting?
Well, yeah, we already did that.
Oh,
Double down, dog.
Dollar Shave Club.
Hey, if you don't mind a little blood in your blue apron. Light meal?
Maybe we can send him some pro flowers for his...
Are you guys Blue Apron too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they say that's ruining restaurants. Nobody's going to restaurants anymore. These fucking millennials, they just sit at home, play World of Warcraft, jerk off, they have squid porn, and they never leave their fucking house.
Why is it bad?
And why do we got to criticize the generation that figured it out?
Bad.
That's the generation that figured it out. That's what we should have been doing since the 50s.
Hey,
jerking off, watching Happy Days.
Stuck behind some fucking Jabba the Hutt in a fucking cart at Walmart. Like, just move.
Beep.
Oh, I can get this delivered to me?
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah,
I'm down. I'll order it.
Wait,
You guys sold me on it. I'm going to go order it.
I'll send you 3 meals.
Send me it.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I'll send it to you. Yeah.
I'm done.
I can
Not
get
even talking about Walmart. I'm talking about everything that can be delivered to your house.
Yeah.
Why the fuck?
Wait, I can get this without being eye-raped by the fucking fat Americans that are out in every corner?
You get eye-raped all the time, don't you?
Come on,
Must be
Andy.
so hard.
I-rape. I'm an eye-rapist.
You're an eye-rapist?
Yeah.
You just hang out in bushes and eye-rape bitches?
I already raped that.
Do you have
that flower over there?
Sam Tripoli, do you have actual lenses in those fucking weird Beastie Boy glasses?
Put them on.
Well, I got
Kind
contacts.
of
so
Harry Carey,
help.
clear Harry lenses.
Wow,
Yeah.
everything's pretty normal here.
That's a style.
Yeah.
You rocking it?
175?
I don't even know, dude.
Cheater category?
I was going around looking for aviators because I was wearing normal glasses on stage.
But you're not wearing those to look cool.
Why not contact lenses?
I don't trust myself. I'm so lazy. I don't want to clean.
Let's get on the mic for this. This is compelling.
I'm so lazy. I don't want to clean anything. So I was wearing normal glasses, like regular glasses. I felt I looked like Mark Maron, and I didn't fit my act. So I was going around looking for aviators because I want big ones, and they were all like $5 just for the frames. So I just went online, saw these for $20, got them sent to me, threw some lenses in, and bam, here we are.
And you've
Syracuse.
never looked back.
Never looked back.
Because they're the wrong prescription. You can't fucking see if you did.
Bam! Yeah, dude. So I just wear them. Some people like them, some people don't. They get some of the creepier jokes I do get weird reactions because these Dahmer glasses creep people fucking out.
I think Jeffrey Dahmer took his glasses off before he did anything.
You did, yeah?
I think, yeah. Let me get a picture of you. He set him down on the coffee
Let me give
table.
you a little backstory of Andy Andrist. He's hung out in front of Dahmer's house, John Bonet's house. He's masturbated in ghost towns.
I'm a lazy psychic.
I like that.
I show up after it's been solved and just toss one off. If she hadn't been murdered by her brother, she'd be hot right now.
Well, he's suing CBS now, right?
Who? Oh, Burke?
Yeah, her brother.
Oh, yeah. Well, he probably shouldn't have lopped her on the head with that big, heavy flashlight. That's the main thing.
You solved it.
Well, the pineapple, come on. She's eating the pineapple. It's his favorite snack. Big flashlight. And I feel bad for the family member that got that big flashlight for Patsy.
Yeah.
Thinking it was, Patsy could always use a big flashlight, and then Burke lops John Bonet in the noggin, and nothing's ever the same since. But the house is lovely.
Have you been by the house?
I've been by several times. It's right there in Boulder. My daughter goes to school out there, and I had a pot pipe, and I didn't want to stash it by the college kids because you know how irresponsible they are.
He's masturbated on Mrs. Lincoln's grave.
Oh, Mary.
Mary Todd.
Sure,
you
Mary.
beat off on Lincoln's grave.
Not Mary Todd. No. Mary the daughter.
What is it, just like American history excites you?
I try to get involved. Try to help out in the community.
I respect that.
You know,
I respect that.
No, first and foremost, the
now
guy's
you know. It's like
the guy's
bum,
gonna
bum,
chuck
bum.
off. You're in a cemetery. You got to find some shade.
I agree.
And Mary, it wasn't Mary Todd. It was Mary something, but it was nice shade.
He's not kidding. So hold on, shade gets you horny?
No, I was already horny from the drugs.
You jerks on everything.
Okay, but here's we're on a shared podcast.
Wait, hold on a second. You do the nature jack. We've talked
yes,
about that.
but I need to clarify.
Shade jack?
No, well,
or is that two different things?
The cemetery jack was a medical emergency.
Okay.
That was a life-saving situation.
Yeah, like a fatal boner or something?
I mean, I could have been the next Abe Lincoln if I hadn't choked all the poison out or whatever.
I respect that.
But nature jacking is kind of like a Zen thing. It's like
does anyone own that domain, by the way? Nature jacking?
I'm not good at anything, so
I'm
no.
to buy it.
Andy does not.
Yeah, I was going to do
nature jacking.
I was going to do T-shirts, but I got nappy after.
It's 40 your guys jerking off.
What is it? Okay, but people have misconstrued that. Nature jacking is not, I'm going to go out and chuck one off on the fucking national trail and take a picture and send it to Andy Andrist. That's not what nature jacking is. Nature jacking is a way of leaving every fucking negative image you have behind and going to a higher plane and chucking one off. Okay. It's not about, I'm just chucking one off because maybe a tourist will see it. It's about getting beyond that.
This is a chapter in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, right before.
Whack off your sins away?
Yeah, I think.
I respect that.
Yeah. Well, it's not even sins. It's like, because if you... Like, now I can't come unless there's a glacier melting or something. But when it started, I was just like trying to get past pornography, trying to get past, I need to do this to come or whatever, trying to get past everything I learned. And then it's like, I'm on a glacier. This is beautiful. The sun's shining. And hey, there's nature. And then, bam, that's all you need. You don't need women. You don't need stories. You don't need the ladies telling you things.
You just need Mother Nature.
You just need a cool wind. Maybe a little bit of sunlight, or maybe it's just dusk or whatever, All
right.
Sounds like you're going to beat off anyway.
No, No, but
Doesn't
if I
matter
did,
where he's at.
I can't in Syracuse. Where are you going to drive me in
The
Syracuse?
golf course out here. You might want to put a couple holes in ones over there.
Yeah, that's what a regular jacker would do.
All right, we're gonna wrap this
Let's
up.
wrap it.
Swapcast.
Let's wrap it in a sock and put it away.
If you enjoyed the background music, that's shitty Aloft music.
The bartender does not have access to a volume knob.
Somebody made this music, and they were working on the notes, and they were just like, "No, what about this?"
Yeah. The band wanted people to listen to them, and then the lead singer is like, "No, how can we get people to not listen to us?" That's what I want.
We're looking for elevators, guys.
Yeah.
Think elevators.
I'm hammered.
Yeah.
We'll get to Andy Andrist and his fucking.
He just
Other
got on the tour.
problems.
He just
I
landed.
I just got
How
here.
many dates you guys doing together?
Just
7.
7 more gigs.
We have 6 scheduled, but we're willing to do less.
They're terrible gigs because I have to go back to where I'm from, and I don't want to talk to a lot of those people. This is a problem. Have you had this problem where you have to be public to sell your gigs?
Yes.
But there's people you go, oh, can I not let them know? 4 people will be able to see. I don't want to. They come to your show because it's a social event. No, this is my fucking job. I don't want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
The ideal tour would be like a witness relocation situation where you're like, oh, this is not
No
Doug
one
Stanhope,
knows
it's
you.
Steve Hennings. And then Steve just goes out.
When you,
People at Burger King don't come sit with you after you bought your Whopper and be like, meet and
oh,
greet.
you get a job at Burger King, I'm going to come hang out with you. No, it's my job. Sometimes
When are you coming
it's
back
my
to our
job.
Burger King? Yeah.
It's not a hangout situation. I know for you it seems like I am, I'm just coming to town to
I
I'm
came
gonna
here
yell,
to,
and then I'm,
to see you and then maybe do a little stage time.
Do they, because they all expect you to, like Bert Kreischer, I'm sure, has to deal with, like, people just wanting to get boozed with him. Like, for the longest time, because they did Naughty Show, everyone's like, let's go to a strip bar. Hey, I'm going to bring this slut to the show and see if you can get her to do weird shit. Like, I would always get that.
yeah,
Wasn't that with Attell?
it gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
Attell had to stop doing that show, the
Insomniac.
Insomniac, because it just got too crazy.
Oh, my God, yeah.
It just
He
got
quit
insane.
drinking. His fucking job made him quit drinking.
Yeah. I've been
job.
there, dude. I am
It might have been
there.
that Vegas night that we were there when Hedberg was in Vegas.
So yeah, I have to go back to where I used to live one time, and
Well, my mom brought everyone she knew to my shows. You know,
For a whole week.
it's fucking rough. They're nice people, but, it's like I'm a scumbag.
but it's also a job. They don't.
Yeah. My mom's
Oh.
that bring her friends. Hey, come to
You were-
Kinko's, see Sammy.
If you were a dishwasher at TGI Fridays that traveled,
Right. And, yeah.
oh, you're going to be in our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
We're going to come hang out and watch you dishwash,
Yeah.
waiting for you after the show. Just fuck up. No, I don't do that
Hey,
anymore.
hey, Doug,
I'm
we
an
really
old dude.
enjoyed your dishwashing a couple of weeks ago, but we came out and saw it recently, and it just didn't seem like you put much effort into the dishwashing tonight.
No, they don't.
saw
care
you
about the
dishwash last
dishwash.
night.
That's the point. They don't care about the dishwashing.
They just wanna be there.
They're going to watch you dishwash for an hour that they don't even care about, hoping you hang around for
Yeah,
8
to meet
hours.
with you. And now
I
you're
don't-
like, you're with chicks. You don't really care anymore. Okay.
Well, now you are with
Chicks.
Well, yeah. Do you have a chick?
Yeah, I have a girlfriend, 13 years.
Gross.
Really?
I love her to death. Every day I
And-
pray she's getting railed by someone. I could just grab my fucking passport and just fake my own death and disappear.
Do you
That's
travel with
marriage.
it?
You're not even married.
Do you
You have
travel
the
with-
same fantasies I do.
Do you travel with your passport?
No, I wish I had.
Do you have a go
I
bag?
do.
You do? In case you just gotta go? I respect the fuck
You got a
out
go
of that.
bag?
Ditch bag.
Ditch bag,
Sometimes you have to just fuck it. I'm dead at the end, and those days are closer and closer. Travel with your passport, because you know what? At the
Just
end of this
disappear?
tour, I get a flight to Tucson, but maybe I go to Tahiti, Guam.
Guam.
I saw you wash dishes in Guam, dude. You were so good.
You were so good. Remember Guam '87, bro?
I came out.
fucking
I brought my
shit.
whole family to see your Guam dishwashing show.
Man, I love your shows, dude.
I spent 6 months in Guam. I love Guam.
I
Yeah.
love Guam. I love Alaska.
Yeah.
Alaska gets it.
Has he been to Alaska? He
Booked him twice up there.
They haven't
Coots.
booked me since.
Well, I'm
I
not
used to
booking
love
them.
playing Coots.
I'm not
Oh,
booking
so,
Coots
yeah,
anymore.
We'll
not
talk
on-
off the air. We'll talk off the
My
air.
favorite
You did
thing
great. You did great, and you brought me other comics too, which
The
I always loved
waitress
that.
was so hot. There was this little blonde girl, and she was such an alcoholic. She would literally sit on people's faces for a shot. And it was like 5 guys in a row. They would just lay down. She would sit on their face, get up, next guy. And I was like, I love Alaska.
What was the problem?
No, I'm
Okay.
singing the fucking praises. Mm-hmm. Alaska likes guns, coke, and fucking. I'm all in.
And they got moose.
Oh, you didn't get deep?
So I was talking about, the political process of fucking the deep state, and I lost them. I had a great time, Doug. I love you very much, man. I'm so thankful.
I'm glad you had me on your podcast.
I'm glad you had me on your
I'm just
podcast.
glad I was sitting in an adjacent chair that I could do both of them.
Yeah. Congratulations on doubling down, bro.
Double win.
All
I love
right,
watching you perform, Doug. You're one of my favorite comics, so the fact that we're friends is really cool, and I'm always
Friends,
appreciative.
We're legacy. We're.
I feel like
two
I
of
creep
three.
you out sometimes, but I'm cool with that. I'm going to creep Doug out.
No, you've never creeped me out.
Okay, cool. Well,
I
I'm
don't know
insecure
enough
as
about
fuck,
you.
so that's how it
You're
is.
starting to creep me out. That's cool. I get creeped out easy.
All right. Next time we'll have Shuley on for the 3 Vegas comics.
Oh, that'd be good.
That would be great, dude. There's some great young comics out there. It's a good. They have it easy. They're
Yeah, but the
working
world's going to end in like 4 years. So.
I'm cool with that too, though, dude. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, get some chuckles
All right.
before the end. All right.
Thanks,
Hey,
Doug.
Sam, you got any dates coming up?
I'm going to be at the end of July 26th. I'm in Toronto with Brian Redband and Dean Del Rey, and they have a couple little things here and there.
Oh, that's right.
They hit you, okay.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we also have I have a couple dates in August, but I can't remember them.
So where do they go to get information on you?
Go to samtripoli.com or just social media at Sam Tripoli across everything. And check out my YouTube page. I put up shit all the time. I put up videos of me just ripping the crowd for an hour. I'll do that. It's youtube.com/Sam Tripoli.
All right, and that's the tinfoil
Hat with Sam
podcast.
Tripoli and Punch Drunk Sports. Me, Ari Shafir, Jason Tebow.
I don't know. You read it.
All right, yeah, get on the mailing list at DougStanhope.com, and some of the dates are sold out. Coming up.
All the New England dates.
New England dates
if
are sold out.
you're anyone that I'm ignoring, yeah, fuck off.
Or call me and I'll ignore you and fuck off.
I love it.
But get on the mailing list, and then we got another tour coming up in August. So go to DougStanhope.com.
Get on the mailing list. It's the only way you're going to find out because I'm happy to die in a fucking.
I got out of this tour last week or so. So who knows in August? Who knows? Check back. Check back.
Good night.
Thank you, man.
Let's play Bird Cloud.
Hey, little ding dong, ain't long. I guess I'm gonna fiddle with myself. Little boy blue, full of Mountain Dew. Put your pride upon my shelf. Old King Cole, stick your needle in my hay-ho. I'll be coming like a fountain when I come. Dip it on in the water, 'cause it's water you like water, and the water will turn you on. Rub-a-dub-dub upon a 12-inch sub, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Until then, I stick my whole hand in and I shake it all about. It'll make your hair curly, put hair on your chest. My daddy said it makes you go blind. But I fiddle with myself, for I am the best, till I become desensitized. Hey, diddle, diddle, ding dong, ain't long. I guess I'm gonna fiddle with myself. Little boy blue, full of Mountain Dew. Put your pride upon my shelf. Old King Cole, stick your needle in my hay-ho. I'll be coming like a fountain when I come. Dip it on in the water, cause it's water you like water, and the water will turn you on. Rub a dub upon a 12-inch sub, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Until then I stick my whole hand in and I shake it all about. It'll make your hair curly, put hair on your chest. My daddy said it makes you go blind. But I fiddle with myself, for I am the best. Till I become desensitized, and I become desensitized, and the water will turn you on.
Hidden tracks.
I like that. So I was at the Comedy Store. We're hanging out, and there's this gorgeous little brunette there. And somehow the conversation got going on about peeing on people, if people were into it or not. She's like, I've always wanted to pee on somebody. I'm like, well, I bet you wouldn't pee on me. She goes, I bet you will. We go, and we just start betting, and all of a sudden it becomes like Deer Hunter, where everyone's like, just throwing down fucking my There's fucking money. It gets up to like $300.
Oh, man.
So this chick's like, let's go to the back. We go to the back, and you know where you were talking earlier about how there was a shower there. I take my shirt off, I lay down, and there's like 15 dudes in here watching this fucking thing. So she's sitting on top of me. I see her muff. She got like toilet paper in her snatch. I remember that.
What?
And she's like, there's
Dingleberry.
Yeah, she had a little
up.
piece of paper right on her snatch. I don't give a shit, dude.
Coming out.
I'm a savage. I'd fucking lick that right off there.
Surprised you went to 300.
So we're sitting there. We're like, okay, pee. She's like sitting there. She couldn't pee. She goes, I can't do it. Everyone's like, ah, and they walk off. She goes, man, I really wanted to pee on you. I go, well, let's go back to my place. It's only a mile away. She goes, okay. She jumps in the car. We drive off. We get in my bathroom. I take all my clothes off. I get there. She gets on top of me, and she fucking pisses all over me. And it was great. I'm like, wow, this is not that bad. It's actually like a warm fucking shower. So I get up, and she goes to start putting on her clothes. I go, what are you doing? She goes, what? I go, go in the bedroom. She's like, we're having sex? I'm like, yeah. I'm not a porta potty. You don't just pee on me and fucking go. So we go in the back, and I fucking slam it, right? So then, the whole time I'm like, you look like Miley Cyrus. Has anyone ever told you look exactly like Miley Cyrus? No, yeah, I've heard it here and there, blah, blah, blah.
Let's just, I say, oh, and it was Miley Cyrus, and we cut the podcast.
Right. We can do that on ours.
It was her stunt double. She ended up being her stunt double. If you watch this AMA, American Music Awards, there's a scene where Miley Cyrus is dancing on stage, everyone's going crazy, and this girl dances down the thing, and in the seat is Miley Cyrus. She gets up and takes over. That girl that was dancing was the one who pissed all over me.
The switch.
Yeah.
But how much stunt doubling does the Hannah Montana?
Well,
like,
a lot of
launched out of the
fisting,
car.
a lot of butt plugs, a lot of
Right
guys
place,
doing
right
coke out of
place,
your
right
asshole.
time, dude.
Yeah.
Right place, right
All the
time.
good shit.
Well, I don't believe in heroes, but I'm going to pass out. You are, sir, my hero.
I love it, dude. I've never gotten a girl pee on me since. Sadness.
I can't get him to stop. Every time I sit still.
Dude, you're funny, man.